Hello, church. Kaylee here. I just want to start off by saying that I have super been missing you guys. Sunday mornings are a really big part of what gets me through every week. Not just surviving every week, but encouraged and energized every week. And Sundays have been a huge part of my spiritual growth, especially since moving up to Smithers. So I really miss you guys. And there's a big part of my life that is missing right now because of your absence. Oh, okay. So I want to talk a little bit about what I've been reflecting on these past few days, weeks. Kind of lost track of time. And that is the theme of being sure-footed. And this is a theme that has been big in my life, especially as someone who's a bit of a vagabond and a wanderer. To be sure-footed to me means to be able to trust where you're going to step. To know that, for example, if you're climbing up a mountain and there is loose rock and gravel kind of all over the place, to know that each place that you put your foot isn't going to just slide out from under you. You're going to be able to step and stand firm, knowing that you're not going to fall. That's a huge part of being sure-footed, is knowing that you're not going to fall. And when I think about being sure-footed, I think about my hiking boots. I love these guys. Not so much the color. That might surprise you, but what I love about these is the incredible ankle support that they have. My ankles are not super strong, but I love to climb mountains. And so with these guys, they add that extra level of strength for me. I know that my ankles aren't going to get tired and go weak, and I'm not going to sprain my ankle and get trapped on a mountain somewhere. I know that these beautiful boots here are going to keep me strong. I'm going to be sure-footed in these guys. A passage that I love kind of in reflecting on this is Psalm 37, verses 23 to 24, and it goes like this. The Lord makes firm the steps of the one who delights in him. Though he may stumble, he will not fall, for the Lord upholds him with his hand. I love that. I think the idea of being able to step firm and strong, to be sure-footed, because of the strength of God, because of God's hand holding you, I think that's super encouraging personally, because we're not always strong enough to be sure-footed on our own. Can we trust our own feet? Can we trust our own eyes to be able to judge where our next step should be, especially when we can't see all around us? Not always. But we can trust God, because even if we can't see something, God sees so far ahead of us. So I find that just so encouraging. Through God, we can be sure-footed. So whether God leads us through green pastures or beside still waters or through the valley of the shadow of death, we can trust that we will be sure-footed as long as we're walking where God has told us to go and going with God. And it will always be in righteousness, always in love, always in mercy. So, yeah, I hope that's encouraging for you. And I just love to share one other little verse. I love the Psalms. They're my favorite. Psalm 40, verses 1 to 3. I wait patiently for the Lord. He turned to me and heard my cry. He lifted me out of the slimy pit, out of the mud and the mire. He set my feet on a rock and gave me a firm place to stand. He put a song in my mouth, a hymn of praise to our God. Many will see and fear the Lord and put their trust in him. That's awesome. You know, this might be a time for you of super uncertainty. Maybe you don't feel sure-footed, but I feel like a time is coming when we're each going to have an incredible testimony of God's faithfulness in our lives that we can share with others.